On a sunny afternoon, I found myself on the sandy shore scanning for seashells. My best friend Susan stood beside me, her arms crossed. Sandra, seriously, collecting seashells? Why don't we do something more exciting? Like what, Susan? Let's open a channel on TikTok and post dance videos. We'd get tons of likes. I shook my head as I walked back to her. You call my hobby a waste of time, but you think TikTok is worth it? Yeah, because it makes us famous. I sighed, looking at her. I'd rather have something I can hold than just a bunch of likes. Susan rolled her eyes and walked away. A pang of disappointment washed over me as I stood alone, my hands still clutching the seashells. When I walked into the house, I found Mom sitting at the kitchen table, tears in her eyes. Mom, what's wrong? She wiped her eyes with a tissue and looked up at me. Oh, Sandra, it's just, ever since your father passed away, it's been so hard to make ends meet. I need to find a better paying job, Mom said, her voice trembling. Feeling like a weight had been added to my already heavy heart, I left Mom at the table and went to my room. I closed the door softly behind me, my thoughts swirling like a whirlpool. That night, I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. What can I do to help Mom? I thought. Then it hit me. My seashells. I could turn them into jewelry and sell them on Etsy. My heart lifted at the idea. It felt like a perfect blend of what I loved and what was needed. I resolved to collect more seashells to kickstart my little business. The sky was turning light as I woke up. I got dressed super fast and grabbed a bag. I couldn't wait to get to the beach and start my new project. The sand was still a bit cool as I walked around, looking for the perfect seashells to turn into jewelry. Why is there a bottle here? I said, spotting trash mixed in with the shells. Why can't people pick up their trash? Annoyed, I picked it up and put it in my bag to toss later. Finally, my bag was full of awesome shells, and I was ready to go home. I got home and started emptying my bag of shells onto the table. That's when I noticed the bottle I'd picked up at the beach. I should throw this away, I thought. But then, something caught my eye. A piece of paper inside the bottle. Huh? A message in a bottle? I said, a bit unnerved. I pulled out the stopper and shook the paper free. What's this? I mumbled. It had a strange word on it, so I read it aloud. Torna vida. Just then, smoke burst from the bottle. I screamed. When the smoke cleared, there was a big, blue-skinned man in front of me, dressed like he was from a history book. He said, freedom at last. Thank you, young lady, for releasing me. I screamed again. Don't be afraid. I'm a genie, he added. A genie? Like from Aladdin? I asked. He's my cousin. You have found my bottle, and for that, I can grant your wishes. But there's one rule, he explained. What's the rule? I asked. I cannot create things like money, jewelry, or cars out of thin air, he said. Why can't I just wish for whatever? I asked, annoyed. Blame the rule makers, not me, he shrugged. Oh, and you get 12 wishes for a year, 1 a month. Before I could say anything else, he added, Genies sleep 23 hours a day, so make your first wish tomorrow. Don't forget the rule. And he was gone in a puff of smoke. I sat on my bed, my heart racing. I was scared, but also kinda excited. I had wishes to make, and the first thing on my mind was how to help Mom. The next morning, I tapped my foot impatiently. Where is he? Just then, with a puff of smoke, the genie appeared. I couldn't help it. I screamed again. He chuckled. You'll get used to this. Mom's an accountant, and she's struggling. I wish for her to find a well-paying job. A noble wish, he said. But remember, she can never know about me. Our wish-making is our little secret. Then he let out a big yawn. Time for me to eat something and get my beauty sleep. I'll return at 10 a.m. on the 1st of next month for your next wish. And just like that, he was gone, vanished into thin air. Is that all? I wondered aloud. What would the future hold now? I could only wait and see. That evening, Mom burst through the door, a smile lighting up her face. You won't believe this, she said, barely containing her excitement. I held my breath. I got a call from Apple. They were looking for a manager for their accounting department. They stumbled upon my LinkedIn profile and guess what? They offered me a job with a salary 5 times what I'm earning now. I had a video interview and I start working tomorrow. Ever since the genie granted my wish, life had been markedly better. My mom got a new car, and for the first time in ages, we had gone shopping. She even insisted that I buy new clothes, something we hadn't been able to afford for a while. All these changes caught Susan's eye. "So, your mom got a new job?" she asked. "Yes," I answered, relieved that I didn't have to lie. Thanks to the genie, my mom had indeed found better work. The genie's words echoed in my mind. "This is our secret." He hadn't told me what would happen if I broke that rule, but I wasn't willing to risk losing my wishes by telling Susan the truth. One day at school, as I wrestled with ideas for my next wish, perhaps a Harvard acceptance or high school valedictorian, Susan approached me with an unexpected offer. "Want to have a sleepover tonight?" Caught off guard but elated, I eagerly accepted.